Hi, I'm Shane from Shanesmithlaw. I'm going to talk to you today about a couple reasons you should look at on why it's in your best interest to get a lawyer and how to go about assessing who the right lawyer is. First off, remember, the insurance company's job is to settle your case for as little as possible. That's their goal. Their goal is to close their file and to give you as little as possible. Therefore, having somebody on your side to fight for you is important. Also, a lawyer can advise you of your rights. I know personal injury work. My lawyers know personal injury work. Why? Because that's what we do. That's what we do every single day. I talked to one gentleman, and he was talking to me about the fact that he could negotiate a case himself. And I'm not going to tell you can't. Certainly somebody can. Just remember, the adjuster has been to classes and continuing education courses all about how to negotiate against you and how to pay you as little as possible. So they've had hours and hours of training and skill on paying you as little as possible. Their goal is to pay you as little as possible. Your goal probably is to get better first and then to get paid a fair offer. However, would encourage you to think about how many times you've actually negotiated with someone like this who wants to pay you as little as possible. Most of us haven't done it that often unless you're in this area. And like I talked to this gentleman, he was a contractor. He built decks primarily, and the question was this: hey, certainly, why should you hire a lawyer? And my answer is the same. Why would I hire somebody to build a deck for me when I can go online, YouTube, I can see a video on how to build a deck? And the answer is pretty easy. I can build it better than you can, Shane, and I can make it look better and prettier and probably do it faster and more effective than you can. And that's exactly right. And that we're the same way on this side of the fence. We know personal injury work, we know your rights, we know what's required in a case, we know what medical evidence you're going to need to present to the adjuster to get the most money on your claim, and we're going to advise you on that. We're going to talk to you about it, we're going to weigh in on that and help you to try to get the best result for our clients that we can. We also are going to contact you and make sure that we talk to you about getting the best practices medical care for your injuries. When you talk to me and you tell me that you've got pain that radiates from your lower back into your legs, I'm going to talk to you about is that a symptom of a herniated or bulging disc? And we're going to make sure that you're aware of it, and we're going to make sure that you're talking to your doctor about, is this a symptom, do you really have it or not, and that they're investigating that. When you tell me that you're having knee or shoulder issues, we're going to make sure that you talk to your doctor about that. And do you need physical therapy, or is this going to get better on its own? But just make sure that that's coming up. If you've got a concussion, we're going to make sure that's evaluated appropriately. Why? So that we, one, get you better, but two, so that we make sure we've got the medical evidence we need to present the best case we can to the insurance company when we start to fight with them about how to settle your case. We're also going to talk to you throughout the process and making sure you're staying on track, making sure that you're not doing something inadvertently or accidentally that's going to damage your case and allow the adjuster to pay you less money. For instance, I've had clients who, they just try to deal with the pain themselves. They do the Tylenol and Corona method, or Tylenol and alcohol method, where they just take that and try not to go to the doctor. It may be one way to deal with your pain, but it's definitely not the best way to get evidence. We have some who may try to take different treatment paths or do things that, we look at it and we say, this is okay, but you just know it's going to impact your case. It's going to result in the adjuster wanting to make a lower offer. We may talk to you about, hey, when it's time to transition back to work, what's the best way to do that? Or we've had clients who transition back to work and then can't do their day-to-day job because it's physically too demanding. How do they transition out, have the best evidence to present that and explain it to a jury versus just snap decisions and doing things? So we're going to talk to our clients about that. We're going to give them our advice and weigh in on things. Why? To try to help them get the best settlement. Also, one of the benefits of having a lawyer is you don't have to deal with the insurance company yourself. There's nothing like dealing with somebody who on the other side is trying to pay you as little as possible, who fights, who's argumentative over stuff and things like that. I would say let my team do that. If you've got questions about this whole process on why you ought to hire a lawyer, call my office, have them send you our free guide, The Victim Survivor Guide to Car Accidents. We'll be glad to send it to you either digitally or in actually paper copies, so you can read it and look at it and see your rights. But if you ever have questions, call us. We'll be glad to talk to you. We'll be glad to talk about the benefits we can give you and all the reasons why you ought to hire me and my team. In pain, call Shane, dial 9, or look us up online, 980-999-9999. Looking forward to talking to you.
980-999-9999. 980-999-9999. Shanesmithlaw. In pain, call Shane.